Hey, what's going on, everybody? Big Country here. Welcome back to Country Livin and another episode of The Clone Show, sponsored by FastTech. Alright guys, this is the packaging that the Phobia 24mm RDA comes in from FastTech. The basic package is a rectangle little thingamabobber. You just pull it apart. You have your RDA in there. Of course, it came in a plastic bag itself, but I've been using it so it's no longer around. The bag of goodies here does have a couple of O-rings. It has a squonk pin. If I remember correctly, I believe the squonk pin came installed inside of this thing, and I swapped it out for the regular 510 pin. The screwdriver, little blue friend, 4 extra grub screws. These grub screws are huge. I mean, not huge as in, well, I guess, I mean, they're pretty big size for the Allen wrench itself, but the threadings, I mean, the threadings are not real fine threads. Like, they're real thick, got to be like a big gap, which is, I really like. They just feel like they work well. And it has 2 different size Allen wrenches in here. One is for the insert and the removal of the squonk pin, the smaller one, and the bigger one is for the post screws. All right, so looking at the RDA itself from the outside, you have the Phobia logo. The Phobia logo. I was going to say Phobia logo, but the Phobia logo on the one side feels like it's done really well. I mean, it's like, it just feels like the engraving is pretty deep, and it's done really well. And on the other side is nothing. Now, if you look at the drip tip, it is a proprietary drip tip. It just comes off. It's got a little O-ring on the top there, and it just goes right in, just a chuff cap. I'm not really sure why they decided to go with this style of drip tip. I don't know. I think in this day and age, people have their drip tips that they like to use, and I think everything should come with either a great proprietary drip tip or goon style. But goon style it needs to be. I mean, if you're going to be proprietary, make sure it's something people want to love, and this is not one of those things. Look at the airflow on the sides. The barrel is the AFC. You got one side and the other side. This is meant for dual coil, but you can do one big single coil if you just chose to on the inside of the post. You'll get inside there in a moment and check it out. And then the 510 pin does protrude far enough for a hybrid connection. And if you notice, there's nothing else on the bottom. All right, so we'll take a look at the deck. You can see the threading. See the threading, how big the threading is on those grub screws? Man, oh man, that's great. But look in the middle there, you see where the 510 pin, that's where the squonk pin will be as well. It's got a little bridge over it to where the juice would come up from the squonk. It would hit that bridge and it would disperse evenly on either side of the juice well to make sure you get enough juice or equal amounts of juice to each of your wicks to make sure you get proper wicking. And the airflow, it goes in one spot right here, but you see right there on the inside, that hole there, and then there's a hole in the back. I know you can see the difference. Come in just a little bit. Yeah, you can see that hole, that round hole in the front, and the slotted in the back. Now the air comes in here, but it gets divided into 2 different paths. The big hole just goes beneath the coil, and then that one kind of sort of side-ish type airflow. Now that hole comes up, and it's meant to be. I understand what they're trying to do. They figure, hell, since this is angled, that little slot right there, that's angled, the air should come out to the side and hit the side of the coil. The problem is, the hole itself is bored straight down. So the air, I don't care if this is angled or not, it's just going to go straight. It's not going to go up and over just because this bedding or this little piece of metal here is cut at an angle. The bore is straight. Now, if the bore was at an angle itself, it would probably have that effect. Like if the airflow was like coming from the side at an angle, the air would then keep traveling at an angle as opposed to going straight up. So I don't think this helps with the design to make this flavor any better. I personally just do not think. Just the law of physics, man, and science. I'm not a scientist or anything, but just from what's going on in my head, I don't think that helps anything outside of just being able to suck in more air. It provide more air, but it doesn't change the flavor, in my opinion. I don't think at all. I don't see how it can. Because if you look right there, look, it just goes straight down. Look at the round hole right here. Or that one. Pick one. It just goes straight down. Let me see. Do I have my thing? Will this fit in there? That will not fit in there. You know what? I see some shavings, which I haven't noticed until just now. What is that? Okay, so enough of that. So let's go ahead and put a build in this thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a couple of failed. These are not my cleanest coils, but they'll work to put inside this the Phobia here. So I'm going to show you how to put a build in this thing. I'm going to show you how to wick it and place your coils to where this thing won't leak no more than it has to. I mean, granted, it's bottom airflow, and if you overdrip, it will leak. But I've wicked this a couple different ways, and I've placed my coils a couple different ways to minimize the chance of leaking. With the threading on these grub screws so wide, you don't have to unscrew or screw no more than you really have to just to get it out. I mean, if you try to unscrew it like you do a normal thing, you'll probably unscrew the whole thing out of the thing. But it's really nice to have those big threads to where you don't have to screw and screw and screw until it gets out far enough. Work them a little bit, get them where I want them centered. Okay, now look, see where I got these coils. I got them kind of towards the center, and if you notice over the hole here, the back side is kind of in line with the bottom of the airflow. And the whole reason I do it this way is because when I drip down the center of the top cap, it goes right down here into the coils. And when it hits the coils in the middle of it, if it doesn't go straight through, it's going to hit the coil on either side, but the side it's going to curve off of is the inside. So when you're dripping through your top cap, the coil, if it does hit the coils, if you drip down the middle, it's going to drip off, it's going to curve off the inside as opposed to going to the outside and going out of your bottom airflows. Perfect even glow. We'll let them cool down for a minute and then we'll put some cotton in them. As always, the cotton that I am using is the Cotton Candy Collection. You can get it at igotcandy.com or thecottoncandycollection.com. Last I checked, the pucks were out. They were out of the puck style of these pucks, but they still have in these bags. These got this bag. This is a competition style, competition size pack. They also got other bags as well. Now they said they got a redesign of the pucks. So it should be in by the 18th or so. So we're already past that. So they may have them back in stock now. But if not, even the bags, the same cotton, just the packaging is different. What they told me. I mean, I know that, but I stressed it in too. I was like, you made a name for yourself with these pucks. Because these pucks make good containers afterwards. Look, I'm just about out of this one. And these are my little storage. Like I got one right here. A bunch of drip tips in there. I have another one with on coils. You know, I got a dozen of these things laying around here. So I really love this cotton. I think this is the best cotton on the planet. And they have been so kind. I don't know if I've announced this to you yet. We have a code, Country20. Link is in the description. If you want to use Country20, you'll save 20% off of your purchase for the Cotton Candy Collection. Best cotton out there, in my opinion. So give it a try. Save 20% using code Country20. That should be enough cotton for us. Pull back through. Now we'll go over here. Let's see. Boop, about like that's plenty. And we only need cotton maybe about the side of the deck. It's about as far as you need. So this one right here should work out just perfect. Alright, cool. We'll trim that just a little more. This side's fine. Now this side we pinched here, we'll just fluff it out a little bit. Okay, so that's all gravy. What you got to do now is just tuck this in. Just tuck it towards the center. It's just going to barely hit the deck. Barely hit the deck. You don't need a whole lot of cotton in here. I like more cotton inside my coil than I do in the deck most of the time. Now, like I said, when it came to the coils dripping down the center, drip down the center of the top cap, it'll go down, and if it hits your coils, it's going to roll towards the center into the juice well. Now, of course, if you over drip, of course, it's going to leak. It's going to come out the bottom airflow. It's the only place it can go. It's going to come out the bottom airflow. But if you put your coils towards the center, it'll give you less chance of the juice rolling off the back of the coil into the airflow and out the bottom. We're using today is this right here. This is Super Struddle. This is a blueberry strudel. You can get this. I have a link in the description for this juice. It's from the makers. It's LFMT distribution. From the people that I get my beard company, my beard vape number 32 from. I get my Vapor Made stuff from, and I get the one e-liquid from. This is the one that I wanted to try. I got the strawberry strudel and the blueberry super strudel. Man, oh man, if you love blueberry or strawberry, both of them are really good, but I'm a more blueberry guy than I am anything else. Now, I was talking to my buddy Micah about this when I first got it, and I'm like, this is not one of those juices where you vape it right off the bat and you say, oh my God, right? This is one of those juices to where when you taste it for the first time, and you have this interesting flavor, this interesting taste that you just don't know. You know, like for me, I knew I could taste the blueberry right off the bat, but the back end stuff is you just don't know what you're tasting. You don't know how to react to it. You just like it's interesting flavor. The more I vape this, the more I get that pastry, the Pop-Tart strudel kind of the breading in the back and the icing, and I'm telling you, this right here is a really good super strudel. So there will be links in the description to where you can save 15% from LFMT distribution to try some of this yourself, or if you want to try my favorite, my all-time favorite is still this beard number 32, and I love the one strawberry. So let's see, let's get this O-ring out the way. We'll put that back into the case with the rest of my O-rings. One thing I'm just tired of these glass dropper bottles, man. They just need to, people, stop doing this. Stop doing these dropper bottles. So let's do drip, 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 drip. A little bit of heat. A little bit of heat. Sorry, I was off frame. You can kind of see right here. See how I'm dropping? If I was dropping from the center, it's just going right down the middle. And I overdripped. I've overdripped over here. Came out to the left side because it's right. The juice well is full. Juice well is full. Look at that. Hitting up pretty good. 0.11 build. All right, so that there is your Phobia RDA clone. Whew, clouds, baby. I tell you, with wide open airflow in here, a little loud, but I mean, it's restrictive enough for me. It's the way I like it. I like a more restrictive airflow most of the time, but this is not too restrictive and it's not too wide open, so I can use this wide open. And if you put the coils where I showed you and you wick it, just wick it down to where the tips go down in there. That way you won't have all your juice well full of cotton. You'll have room for the juice to be in there, so it can wick well. The flavor on here is it's okay. I mean, it's not great. It's not like the best, but it's not horrible either. It's pretty good. Now this is available on FastTech for like $7. I'll have the link in the description like always. Use code LIVIN5 and save another 5% on your purchase. If you want to try this out, I mean, for $7 you really can't go wrong. I don't like the drip tip. I think it should have an 18 compatible drip tip. Just for, you know, because I really like the Vandy Vape docks, the docks, this kind right here. See that little dock style? The first one that came out off Artha, the Artha RDA is what came with the Ultimate one, and it had that drip tip on it. I didn't know what it was, and the Vanity Vape ones are just like it. So I like the dock tip from Vanity Vape, which I use. This is my daily carry right here. Is the Cricket 25. I love that thing, but I use that type of drip tip on all my RDAs. So that drip tip goes, whether it be the clear white one, the frosty white one, or whether it be the black one. I'm gonna find a bunch of different colors, hopefully that same style, to where I can have a bunch of them, because that's the drip tip I like. I really like that. So, but with the Phobia, I should have 18 compatible drip tip. I would probably like it a little better just for that. That'd be a plus. But overall, it's not horrible. It really isn't. It's really easy to build on. Battery's going dead. I got to change the battery. I've been doing YouTube videos for a long time. I change my battery at the beginning of every recording session. I do. But I turned the camera on today, and I had 3 bars on the battery. And that's usually long enough for me to do a video. Then I just realized I did like a 26-minute overhead recording. You won't see the entire 26 minutes of it, but I noticed, so whatever. Anyway, back to the Phobia. I'm a fucking noob, I know it. I don't know, you saw what it is. It's easy build deck. Really, really easy build deck. I mean, which most RDAs right now are really good build decks. I like the post-style system. I think they were in the right direction of doing something like this. But I don't think it can't beat the Goon. It can't beat the Druga. It's not going to beat the Bonza. Don't even beat the Iconic. But it's not horrible. Just another reviewer's Addy. That sounded wrong saying it that way. Just another reviewer's Addy. But you know what? It is what it is. So if you saw everything about it, if it's something that you're interested in and you might like, hey, $7, try it out. And if you really like it, get you a good one. Get you the real one for $32, $33, something like that. Fairly inexpensive. But that's it for the day. That was the Phobia RDA. I thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for all the support and your Patreons. Your support is just, it's amazing. I really, really appreciate the love that you guys show me. There's links in the description for those of you that were interested in maybe checking it out. You can if you want. It's not required, not asked. It's just there as an option. Also, there's a link down there if you just want to, do something, one-time support deal. So, I appreciate everything that you guys do for me. And the 2K, I've slacked off. And I'll tell you why, because I work a lot. I've been working a lot lately because I'm trying to get my bills caught up. Every time I go out of town for a trip, I want to get my bills caught up a month ahead of time so I can have money to spend and not be pressured when I get back. And we got a vape convention coming up here next month. So I've been working hard for that. And I've been, like I said, the videos have lacked. Videos have suffered tremendously. And I think even at the point FastTech's like, dude, what are you doing? So I need to start pumping out videos again, which I will. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning for me now. I came home to get this out, and I should go ahead and get back on schedule for a couple videos a week, 3 videos a week, or what have you. But thank you very much for all the support. 2K is coming, and if I hadn't slacked off on videos, we would have already hit 2K. We would have. That's the problem. If you don't have content going up, you're not getting subscribers to come in. So if you haven't already, if you're watching this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If we're post 2K or pre 2K, either way, hit the subscribe button. A lot more stuff's coming, and it's going to be great. So thank you very much for all the support. Thank you very much for watching, and until next video, just keep on vaping and living, baby.